jumping jack, but we really wouldn't look ourselves because the mirror's cracked. When you rise, if you want a sweet surprise, look in the mirror and see just who I love. If a teardrop dims your eye when the mailman passes by, look in the mirror and see just who I love throughout the day. You know my heart is with you, at night I pray. You feel the way that I do when the moon is overhead, just before you go to bed. Look in the mirror and see just who I love.
Welcome to the Upside Down Show. This is live on a rainy night. Maybe turn to ice a little later on. And that is a Brunswick record, Look in the Mirror, by the Six Jumping Jacks. This is a Brunswick, and it's a foxtrot.
What year?
Oh, let's see. I would have to say this is probably in the early 20s because it has these indentations. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So it would bring it back. But that one, we heard the one last week, that was Pasquale. Let's see, a few announcements. Let's see, first before I forget, the store, the convenience store up at Tador's is going to open towards the end of the month. They're getting ready now. Also, I spoke to the gentleman the other day that is going to open up the old general store. He's going to have a wholesale type antique shop, but he's going to have his own workshop in there also, and he will be repairing antique furniture and other stuff. So I just talked to him yesterday. And also, let's see, the Wales Baptist Church is going to have its community meal. It's a meatloaf dinner on Saturday, January 19th, from 3 to 6 p.m. And this dinner is free to the community. So they want you to come, if you can, and join them. Also, on February 2nd, from 8 to 11 a.m., the Wales Baptist Church is, there's a fundraiser. It's a pancake breakfast for Desiree Hagen's the third. Oh, I don't think she's the third. Desiree Hagen, third trip to Haiti. with the medical team. She's been on the show before. We're gonna hopefully have her on before the pancake breakfast. But she and a team go down to Haiti and work there for a week. Medical assistance. What do you want me to do? Oh, okay. Medical assistance. It'll be $8 a person, and it'll be pancakes, eggs, sausage, orange juice, coffee, or tea. Also a raffle. This week, we put up a new site on your computer, and it is Wales5Access.mix. What's that mean? WIX. What's that mean?
It's the website creator that I used.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's Wales5Access.mix. Let's start this again. Wales5Access.wix.com/01081. The only thing you got to remember is WIC, W-I-X. And also we have, I guess this is coming out to our office up here, that the Finance Committee had an agenda had on the 10th. What's today, the 11th? Oh, they met last night. And it's just to go over the minutes of Chief Surratt's idea of getting another new cruiser. Of course, I haven't used up the one I got. And of course, the Highway Department's budget, hopefully, if they do have a budget, they can put some yellow lines on the roads at night. It's pretty tough out there trying to follow the road without a yellow line.
Yeah.
At least for me. So.
Down Union, it's really tight.
Down Union Road site, yeah. And then review of the reserve funds. They're going to look at the 2014 budget and the requests. And apparently there's going to be some cuts by the governor, so there'll be less money coming to Wales. So that is the agenda for the Finance Board. And let's see, let's get right in. We got a good show tonight. In fact, the mad scientists are here. And we need someone for a close-up of the camera. Your helper gone away already? Disappeared? I showed this picture last week. Somebody please call in if they like and tell us where that house was. And what is there now, actually. Also, the mystery tool. And it stumped me. There's the mystery tool. Let me get this thing. The mystery tool. This is a blade. Pretty sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's this thing down here at the end. Right there. And up here you hit it with a hammer. So what does all this do? It's something that you would find outside. Something you would be doing outside. Also, you can call in and it's a spike, but it's a spike for what reason? And if you look real close, which you can't see, it's numbered on the end. There are numbers on the end. This number just happens to be 26. Go ahead, you're on the Upside Down Show. Go ahead.
Is that the Johnny Maynard's house?
You're absolutely correct.
Okay.
And where was Johnny Maynard's house?
Where 40 is
Ice House is today.
Now.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
All righty, thanks for the call.
Okay, bye.
You've got a good history there, or somebody that knows the Wales. But that is the Maynard home. If you can get a little close up. The Maynard home on Haynes Hill Road. And that's actually the location of the Ice House today. Go ahead, you're on the Upside Down Show.
Is that a
Oh, you mean this little thing right here?
That little thing right there.
Really? Well, out of everybody in Brimfield, I love to give you the bell.
Oh, I think you'd enjoy that.
Thanks for the call. You'll have to try again. How about the other one? You got an idea on that one? It's something that's not done very often these days unless you're into trees. So that's a clue. So I got to get ready for the next part of the show, since that is the mad scientist part. I have time? Oh, I see. Well, you can bring it back.
You forgot one announcement.
I forgot an announcement?
Yes, you did.
Well, it's easy for me to forget.
Me too. Old Sturbridge Village is having a free open to the residents of Holland, Wales, and Brimfield.
And what is it?
Free admission.
Oh, free admission to
This-
Sturbridge Village?
Saturday and Sundays.
This Saturday and Sunday?
I believe so. That's what it said in the.
Oh,
Villager.
cool. I didn't know that. Let's see. Yes, hello. You're on the Upside Down Show.
Hi, I'd like to take a guess at that little nail
The Little Nail.
with a number on it.
Okay.
Thing that's used in railroads.
You're absolutely correct. It's obvious that you must have worked or at least walked the tracks.
Walk the track.
Walk the tracks. You're absolutely correct.
Do they number it?
This one here is number 26, and the reason why they put numbers on the spikes, it's when they install a new tie. They put the spike in the ground, or a spike into the tie, so they know what year it was placed in service.
Wow, very interesting.
And they go up to around the 1940s. They're getting a little hard to find, but they're still out there. If you just walk the old railroad tracks and bring a hammer with you, you can claw these right out of the ties. But this happens to be 1926.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks for the call. So there. So I got to get ready, because this is Mad Scientist night, right?
Oh well, I'm not mad. I've been.
I always thought you were. So
No, I'm certifiable.
Yeah, I got to get ready for Mad Scientist. Okay, there we go. Mad Scientist night.
My friend Einstein would be shocked.
You would be shocked, wouldn't he? Well, let me introduce you. He has been in town here for quite a few years, and I know he is a scientist because he gave me a diploma once.
No, that was the other person.
No, that was you.
No, there was. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Is absolutely correct.
Was that the
See,
Rockets?
I've got a sharp mind. Go ahead. You're on the Upside Down Show.
David, before you start, can Ted tell us more about the free admission this weekend to Sturbridge Village?
Yeah, because I didn't know anything about it. All right, we'll let Ted talk about it.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thanks for the call.
As I understand it in the newspaper, it's open to the residents of the 3 towns. All you have to do is show identification that you live here. And it's says $26 for the adults, and I think it's $8 for the kids. But basically, bring the family. They have activities, and I think we should. I plan on going there.
It's well worth the trip. I'll tell you, there's a lot of good, a lot of early tools, and a lot of good exhibits throughout the buildings. And it's well worth the trip. All right. So this is Ted Wysocki and his partners over there in the corner, the mad scientist himself, Mr. Darnley.
Hi.
Wait a minute. Side profile. Get the numbers right.
Yeah, let's get everything right. All right. Ted, I heard that you are experimenting home because you have lots of time now because you're retired, pretty much. So what are you going to show me tonight?
I don't experiment at home, but I'm going to show some of the things I show the kids when I do show and tells.
Oh, okay.
And I usually do that every year at Wales Elementary School. And I But this year I had to write a note and give it to the teachers. But normally I do fossils, minerals, electricity, magnetism, lasers, you name it, just about. I do it there. I'm not too good on poetry and English,
Oh,
but oh well.
oh, that's all right.
You gotta be bad at something.
That's right.
So right now I'd like to show some simple things that don't require me to put my safety goggles on and,
Oh,
and stuff
all right.
like that. And this here is a concentrated solution of Epsom salts. Everybody uses Epsom salts. You put it in and you boil it and keep on adding until no more can dissolve.
okay. You have to boil it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you pour off the water and let it cool down slowly so it doesn't crystallize.
Okay.
And if I do it right, within about a half an hour, all of this will be crystallized enough to solidify. So you can't pour out the water. You can see the liquid, I trust. And thanks for the rock salt crystal. Let me see if I can get this to show with a light. Does that show anything? It shows that it's basically a clear liquid. And I drop the crystal down in there. And we'll wait until that starts to grow and put a few more in there. As you can see, it's starting to grow right there on the surface.
It is?
And take a look from the top.
All right, let me look. Ah, looks like little stars.
Yep. And
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, riding on a trolley car. If the trolley car falls off the track, I wish I had my nickel back.
it costs a nickel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that, it's starting to crystallize.
Now, there are some crystals that you can do that the whole thing will go within a matter of seconds.
Okay.
And if I were to take this and tilt it and pour it into another glass,
Mm-hmm.
it would solidify right in the glass.
Okay. So we're just going to wait.
Yeah, let's.
We'll let that one sit. Okay. And that's Epsom salts,
Yes.
boiled.
Yeah, and you make what they call a supersaturated solution, and you can get that to crystallize
Doesn't
up.
have to have air?
No.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh.
I'm just going to set this aside.
All right. Just set it over
You can see that crystal just dropping down in there.
there. I do see it. Yep.
See, I don't know if you can focus in on that.
I don't know if you can or not. Yeah, you can.
You see them
Yep.
starting to grow. Those little fuzz balls are the crystals,
Yep.
and it's dropping on the ground.
Okay.
Okay, next one.
Got that one. That's cool. Now, is anything going to blow up in the show?
No, but I didn't bring anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Should I get the fire extinguisher ready?
No, I'm not going to be that bad.
Oh, okay.
I will do some fire here, and I'm going to plunge a stick into oxygen.
Alrighty.
But this one here, this is, as you can see, silver on the bottom. This is a piece of copper. You can see some of the silver crystals growing on it. You see the copper solution, which is green and blue. Now,
Where do you get the copper solution?
and that's coming from the copper itself. There's a copper strip in there.
Oh, okay.
So what I've got in here is what they call silver nitrate, which basically you dissolve some silver. I just happen to have the nitrate.
Yes, just certain to have it hanging around the house.
Oh, it's lots of fun.
Yeah, I
You can make mirrors with it.
Oh, okay.
So what I've got here is this wire, and basically I'm going to just drop it in there and let it rest, and it should start plating out. It's starting to go on where you see a little corrosion on there. So that's going to take a few minutes also. Let's see how. Let's see how. So that's.
Ooh, now look at the crystals.
And as you can see, the crystals are on the top.
Yeah.
And come on. No, it's starting to grow. The whole top is now solidified.
Yeah.
Let's see how that looks. I wish I had a, like a mirror. Then people on the show could see it. There it is. See the liquid is
Oh
solidified.
yeah, it is solidifying. Yep.
So it's just like forming ice on there. I try to use food grade stuffs because when I make shows in the schools, I don't want anybody to get accident.
They still allow you to put a show on in the school?
Depends on how interesting you want it.
Oh, okay.
If I have anything to do with fire or explosions, I have a blast shield.
Oh,
And I like to do that outside.
okay.
But first I need the fire permits.
Oh, yes, fire
and-
permit, permission from here and there.
Well, the reason why on these crystals, I'll show you a little bit later. But this I give this to teachers, and I was supposed to give some, and I had a whole set for them, but since life goes on, I gave some to a few young students in town
Okay.
with their parents' permission and the parents' supervision. And Kelton, I think Kathy's son,
Kathy.
Bill Sutcliffe's daughter.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, he was testing everything. I showed him that if you take some bicarb, which I have in there, you can do the different tests. It's with the one with the flask because that's going to be a little bit of an interesting thing. And the bottles.
Oh, can you do that? All right, never mind. Well, I'll wait till you get into this.
Can I
Another
do what?
question.
Go ahead, ask.
Can you use this for soil samples too?
Yes, soils. You can do it for your water samples to see whether it's corroding your pipes because it's too acid, or let's say the water filter or water softener is adding a little too much and it's too basic or too sweet,
All right.
as some people call it. Sweet and sour. This one I've got bicarb with a little bit of soap.
Bicarbonate of soda.
Yes. You know, plain baking soda.
Baking soda. Okay.
And you can put drops in each of the wells.
Yeah. Get a close up of that. Can you get a close up of that? Well, I don't know. Maybe you can.
Dish.
Bring it down a little bit. See, there you go. Yeah, you're doing fine.
Do you have a mirror?
I don't have a mirror.
Well,
No.
I'm going to put a
I'm
one.
mad, but I'm not that mad.
This is what they call pH indicator, a universal indicator. It's different solutions that turn colors depending on how much acid or how much alkali is in a mix. And the easiest one to make at home is red cabbage. You take the red color water from the red cabbage,
Yeah.
or blueberry juice.
Okay.
Elderberry also works. They'll turn a nice green color when it gets into the alkali range.
Ah, okay.
Uh,
So you can do this at home. You don't need to go out and buy all this expensive stuff. Just
no.
blueberries and
You can buy a $100 meter,
yeah.
or you can get a piece of paper, and
Yep.
you don't
Do the
have to
same
have
thing.
no batteries.
Yep.
Don't have to worry about it. All you need is a drop of this. And as you can see, the color went into a green. Let's see. Can you zoom in on that? That green? And it shows that the pH is about 7.
Yep.
I don't know if the people can see it out there.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
So this is nice, pure water.
Yeah.
So let's see what that does.
Well, I have dirty nozzle.
Oh, no, I see.
I'm gonna rinse it out.
Is that how Frankenstein used to do it?
Well,
We don't know.
let's see. The water should be neutral if it's everything is proper, so it should go green. It is going green.
Ah, yeah, now let's do that again. That's supposed to be purified. Oh, this is Sam's choice.
Yeah, but the thing is, neutral water is pH is 7. That's what you want. If you want something to corrode, make it either alkaline or make it acidic. If you put lemon juice in here, this will go into the red zone.
Ah,
So, okay, citric acid.
okay.
I don't know if I have the bottle that I got it from, but it's used to make sweet and sour and hot and sour recipes, and I like to cook. So I'll take a drop of this and I put it in this drop of water, and
Okay.
let's see, wrong one. Get the right cap for the right bottle.
Yes.
No, I'm not going to use that anymore because it's got plenty of citric acid in it. But this should be acidic, so it should go red. That was the water. You see it's red. Can you so
Can you see that out there? Okay.
So this is how you do the tests on it, and if for those people who want to get very accurate, the first responders get kits like this, but they have a bigger one like this.
First responders. What do you mean? Medical first responders?
No, the firemen.
Yeah, I mean the
Firefighters, sorry. I stand corrected.
Oh.
Now they have something like this, so you got a liquid down there, you don't know what it is, can it burn you? Put this on and they'll tell you.
Ah, okay, I got you covered. Go ahead, you're on the Upside Down Show.
Yes, hello. I'd like to recommend trying a piece of white paper towel and putting a drop on that and then holding up in the camera so people can see the color change instead of using a dish. Just if you had a regular sheet.
I'll do that.
That would work, sure. All right, we'll try that.
Hey,
In fact, we just happen to have one right here.
Standing.
All right.
Mind.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
Yep.
Yankee ingenuity.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
Let me move some of this stuff out of the way here.
So,
Okay.
which ones? Citric acid?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. This makes it a little simpler. This one is with citric acid. It should turn red or reddish. There's your color. And if you want to match it against the color chart, let me zoom in on that one. As you can see, my coordination is terrible. I have no depth perception, so when people say to me, hey, take one step forward, I go flying sometimes.
Now, what did you take out of this box?
pH paper.
Oh, that's a test strip, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So if I took this out,
So, and this is mainly used for the first responders if...
that's the one that was handed out through emergency management when I was on the fighting for you guys.
So this is if, so, let's say you swallow something. put it on their tongue or their lips. Would that?
That would do it, but remember your stomach acid, let's say they puked, vomited, sorry,
Threw up.
threw up, then the stomach acid would give a bright red like this. So you wouldn't know if they swallowed battery acid, muriatic acid, citric acid, or gee, I just got sick.
Okay.
But remember, the universal neutralizer is bicarb. If you put regular, you get not Drano, but let's say lye, which is very caustic.
Yes.
Or put bicarb on it, it will neutralize it. If it's acidic, put bicarb on it and it will fizz. It'll release the carbon dioxide and stuff like that. Now we have here this one here, so as you can see the liquid goes in there and it turns reddish, and this one says that it's a little closer to the pH of 3.
Okay.
Now a pH of 0 is about as acidic as you can get, and a pH of 13 would be as caustic as you could get. 14 is max, but nothing achievable on this planet.
So what would the first responder use this for?
They have two of them. One goes in there and says it's either a water base, because this will get wet. It's,
Yeah, but
and then it tells it, yes, it's alkaline and it's pH.
Yeah, but what are they testing?
They're tasting whether it's acid or base
Where?
on a liquid. A drum spills over, you don't know what it is.
Oh, okay. Now I'm starting to figure out.
So do you put
Not necessarily a person.
No,
You come on a scene and somebody has a spillage out on the road,
a 5-gallon pail of something.
something. You don't know what it is. Okay.
And you need to find out, is it going to burn you or not?
All
They
right.
have another one that which you dip it in and says it's oil base or it's water base. So it may potentially be flammable. So once they reduce the threat level, then they can proceed through that. There are pH kits that get down into the tenths, but that's only for very special uses.
Okay.
You can buy your own test kits when you're doing your pool filters, trying to adjust your pH in your pools. I don't do that. I don't need to do that.
Well, you just go in the brook.
No, the beavers got that
Oh,
occupied.
people got that now.
Yes. So that goes this way. So what are we going to do? Let's see how the silver is coming along. Okay. See the silver coating the wire? And you notice the white liquid is now turning bluish. Very much like this one here. So that's all silver hair.
Can you take it out of there and look at it?
You could, but it's so delicate that it'll fall off. But we can try. Of course, if I get this on my fingers, it's good.
Oh yeah, it did fall right off.
And it looks like a worm.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to have nice.
Now your
Gray
finger's
finger.
starting to burn, right?
No.
Oh.
What it's going to do is
You're
it's
going to turn
gonna,
blue? No.
No, it's going to turn dark because that's a photographic film.
Okay.
That's how it was originally made. So I think that's almost pretty well solidified.
Yeah.
Don't tip it upside down.
Why?
Well, you're going to wear it.
So this was actually before what was in here
It was a saturated solution,
of
Epsom salt,
Epsom salt.
which is magnesium.
So now we have just a little bit of fluid left.
Thank you.
And now it's almost like slush.
Yep.
Cool. Now will that get harder?
Only if it solidifies a little more, but there will be areas between the crystals that it still have a strong solution that,
Okay.
won't crystallize.
All right.
Okay.
And now you got a pan, so of course you're going to do something.
No, first of all, let me get rid of this stuff. Can you put it in one of the clean pails over there, please? We don't need the pH.
And these are all experiments you can do at home.
You can do at home. Remember, once upon a time they had,
Mr. Wizard?
yeah, Don Hebert, and remember X-Lax?
X-Lax?
Yeah.
Well, I never used it, but I know what it is.
Okay. The original X-Lax also came in a little pill. And we used to take up those little pills and dissolve it in the alcohol. And you put a drop of that in caustic and it would make the most beautiful, hard to describe, pink-violet color.
I see.
And that would only occur when it's alkaline.
All right.
So a lot of people use that to determine how strong their wood ash was for making soap.
Soap, okay.
So there's a lot of old things you can do. Now, I like lots of crystals. This is silicon.
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 Silicon, sorry.
Same thing like your photocells.
Okay.
That's naturally mined. But you can make it synthetically, and that was made synthetically.
This?
Yes. It was made out of sand.
All right.
The process is kind of interesting. They react it with, I believe, chlorine to make silicon chloride gas.
What do they mix it with? Just sand, not just sand.
No, but they make the fiber optics that way.
Okay.
They have a flame with two gases coming in. And this big flame goes in there, and you can change the ratio of, I believe it's boron hydride, which is a very powerful fuel and a gas, and silicon chloride, and the two burn to form Pyrex glass. And the different amounts of Pyrex glass gives you different reflectivities. So over there, let me get it. Let's see.
I have a relative in Ohio that is not since retired, but he used to. He worked in a factory where they made crystal. Oh, apparently crystals are still used a lot in the industry.
Oh yeah.
And you know, he said the crystals would take 30 days to grow, and it had to be a constant temperature and a constant. You constantly had to keep an eye on.
This is a crystal that they grew.
Okay, yeah.
That's a quartz crystal. It's ultra pure sand. It's when they grow it to about this big and about this long, they put it on a lathe. They take a diamond tip, they shave all that thing off until it gets nice and round. They take a diamond saw and slice it like bologna. And then what they do is they take it, turn to right or turn to left.
I don't know. You're the scientist, not me. I just look like one.
Release, okay. There we go. This is a silicon disc, and these are computer chips. And when this was new and when it was good and everyone worked in there, there's about 2,000 computer chips on there.
Really?
It was a price of a house. One of these was the price of a house. About $140,000 worth. You drop it on the floor, you'll have shards of silicon all over the place, and they hurt.
Now, each one of these little tiny squares,
Yep.
let me see this thing.
Don't put it on.
I won't.
Gently, gently.
Yeah. Now, what,
Under a microscope, and I do have a surface microscope, but you don't have any optics so I can project it. And you see in there, and you can see, just like you see in the computer books, you can see all the thousands of circuits.
circuits?
Yes. There's probably, in one little chip in there's got to be 2,000 to 20,000 different transistors.
Now, what they're doing today is they're making these, this is, they broke, now could they break these down to individual chips?
They're cut and then put onto a blank, and then they put the wiring onto it. A lot of it is gold wires that are laser spot welded.
So this is actually, each one of these, and you can't see it out there, but each one of these are a circuit.
Yeah,
Is what they call a circuit board? Not
I-
really, it's,
the IC chip, integrated circuit chip. I'm not sure if I can get it. Does it reflect off? Can you see any? I don't see what you're seeing.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus it in.
Okay. You might see.
a little bit maybe,
No,
right there. They're like little squares.
Yeah.
you can see the outlines in the corner.
Now, now your cell phone,
Yes.
how many of those squares would be in a cell phone?
The one in the cell phone would be much smaller.
Smaller than that even.
Much smaller than that, and you probably only need one if it's a simple cell phone, but with all these apps, and it's almost a computer in itself.
One of those little squares.
One of those.
This is actually, I would say that this is actually obsolete squares
Oh, very.
because they're big.
These, I think, were before Pentium. Remember Pentium 1, Pentium 2, and all that? This is way before then. So
So
now,
to build it was $100 and some odd thousand. Today it's junk.
Yeah.
Junk in a matter of 10 years.
actually, it becomes junk very quickly. It's 6 months.
Really?
And then the next one comes in, and the next one, and the next one. Now, remember when I said you could fire, and this is one of those things, and if you take a look in there, you see there's a, and I think did I bring my laser?
I don't know. What's
Here.
supposed to be in here? I see a little chip. It looks like little red something.
Okay, that, let's see. As you can see, you can fire it through one end, and I'm not sure if you can zoom in on that. I don't see what you're seeing.
Okay.
Okay, you can see the thing is glowing. Whoops. It's got several layers of glass in there, and each one reflects back into itself. Very much like, remember the acrylic rods?
Yeah.
And so what I do is I fire a laser beam down here, and the acrylic rod does the glow and everything like this.
And those are made right here in Sturbridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and one of these I got from, they don't make it anymore, shot glass.
Uh-huh.
They made a very nice fiber optic on it. Now, I've got a real long one that I can take it and turn it into a ribbon
Okay.
and shoot it around corners. And If you ever have a colonoscopy, they're using the fiber optic.
I see.
It's better than the glass rods they used to use.
Okay.
I'm only kidding on the glass rods.
Yeah. Now that let me see that, and let me see your flashlight. Now this will not do the same thing, will it?
Never tried it.
Well, actually, it can.
Because it's probably reflecting off the sides of the crystal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is crystal. These are crystals.
That is one solid crystal.
Now, in this day and age, what are crystals used for?
They can be used for pressure, for sensors, for the easiest way to find a sensor, one of those crystals, is on your gas grill. You press that button to give a spark to light the grill. Well, what you're doing is you're taking one of these crystals and you're squeezing it like this. And if I had a big vise and put 2 leads on this end and squeezed it and squeezed it and squeezed it, a lightning bolt will jump between the 2 wires. And as soon as I relieve the pressure, the bolt would go the other way.
Huh.
So whenever you click that thing, there are 2 lightning bolts, one to, one from. But it's so fast you can't see it.
Okay. So it's used in grills.
Grills, radars,
Radar, okay.
sonars,
Sonar.
your microphones.
Ah.
Some of the things are used in your CCD cameras, which is your little cameras that are sitting on your cell phone. Those are CCD cameras.
Now this
Mm-hmm.
is man-made also.
Yes. And what you got something like the printed page? Maybe that will show it. Got the printed page.
The printed page. Oh yeah. Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna use one sheet.
Yep.
I'm gonna transmit the light through this. This is the other way around, so you're seeing it. I don't know. Can you see anything?
Barely. I can see writing, but I couldn't read it.
Okay, it's very small.
Yep. Let's see. Okay.
I don't know. You can't see any.
Yeah. Well, reverse it.
Okay. I reverse it. Now that's going to be fun.
Yep. And that's man-made.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that?
You see the fibers?
Yep.
Millions and millions of fibers.
So these are all fiber optics.
Yes. Night scope.
And this is also made in Sturbridge?
It may be. I don't know where that came from.
They're fun to play with.
Oh yeah. It got rejected because it's broken. You can't.
Right.
They'll slice it on the night vision goggles and stuff like that. And, there's a lot of stuff out here. We have a lot of technology, and I would like to ask the kids to learn as much science, math, engineering you can get, because 1, it's a lot of fun. 2,
That's the wave of the future.
and you will be always guaranteed a good job. And you won't have to sling hamburgers. So,
Yeah, the job that can be done with this item is now obsolete.
I think I know what it is, but I'm not going to say.
Well, go ahead. Nobody else did.
Shake splitter?
A what?
A shake splitter?
No. I'm sorry.
You gotta give them the bell.
You get the bell.
Well,
But you're, it splits something. Let's put it that way.
not ice.
Nope. Nope, doesn't split ice. No, it's something that you would use outside, and something that is more of a hobby than I don't think you can really make a whole lot of money out of it, but I guess you can if you get into it in a big scale.
Got me curious.
Huh?
It got me curious.
Ah. In fact, you could do it right on your land. I know you have the right things out there.
Oh, there's we're recovering the chestnut trees from the blight,
Oh, good.
and it may help the maple trees that are being attacked.
Oh, yes.
So, put this away.
All right.
There's another crystal I'd like to show, and this is a natural fiber optic. Sometimes known as a TV stone.
A what? TB or TV?
TV,
TV.
television stone.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's a natural fiber optic, and your sheetrock is made out of it. It's gypsum. This is remember the National Geographic had the giant crystals that are like 120 to 150 feet long, and the guys are in spacesuits and they're sweating up a storm in Mexico because it's 122 degrees in that crystal room.
And this is natural?
Natural.
Natural crystal.
Yeah, when the oceans start to evaporate, the first thing to kick out is gypsum. So I found that out when I was trying to boil down salt water for some good gourmet salt. And I was wondering, what is that terrible taste in there? And it turned out it was the gypsum. When I filtered that out, I got about 3.5 ounces per gallon of salt out of the seawater, and I use it for gourmet cooking.
I see. Does it make a difference?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why do you think you boil your lobster in salt water and seawater? No. That's a little bit later.
Oh, okay.
So is this one.
All right. Okay. All right.
Okay. Moving right along.
Moving right along, yes.
Natural crystals. They're made the same way.
Now, you can find natural crystals right here in New England.
There was some of the nicest garnet I ever met at the end of County Road. And when they opened it up, I found it a year later. The ice broke them all up.
Go ahead, you're on the upside down.
Hi there.
Hi.
If you remember, when we were kids, we would go to Nova Scotia, and there was a gypsum mine up there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And for a long time, I had a piece of it. I don't know whatever happened. Now, does that mean that at one time there was ocean there and it dried up or something? Or
Yes. The area around Nova Scotia and the Canadian Shield was approximately almost a half a mile underwater because the glaciers were 2 miles thick on top of it and the pressure pushed it all the way down. So the land is still springing up since 11,000 years ago. And they're saying the land grows up there about 1.5 inches per year in some areas. So as the ocean levels are rising, so is the land.
yeah, I don't know if they still mine it. There is a mine there,
Yes, and if you go to Plaster Rock in...
but I'm not sure if it's gypsum.
there's a lot of gypsum. There's also other things like hematite, titanium ores. I've got samples that I give out to the kids every time I come across the border. The car's springs are shot. But because I've got 300-400 pounds of rocks in there. My wife says I better lighten the load.
There you go. All righty.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks for the call.
Bye.
Now this silicon was made in Canada, and it's similar process to making aluminum. They use electricity. So I don't know why they go out there and mine it when we can make it out of sand. Why go spend all that money?
I bet it has to do with money.
Yeah, but how
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know how you Canadians work.
I'm not Canadian.
Well, at one time.
No,
No?
I was British.
Oh, British.
Yeah.
That's where the accent comes from.
I think maybe New York.
Oh, okay.
No, I came here when I was about 8 years old, and I got to enjoy the 4th of July on the United States, USS United States. They had a great party. I thought it was great. The next day, or during the night, a storm came up, and I almost got washed over.
Oh.
So, fortunately, I made it. Then I found out how hot New York City was in the middle of July.
Uh-huh.
And when you come from a place where 3 days of sunshine is front page news,
Ah, yes. Yes, I can see that.
and 80 degrees is a heat wave.
Yeah.
Well, nowadays it's heat wave all over. Now, let's see. Here we go again. Some more crystals. And now you can see the finer needles are starting to form in there. Now, if you can get those little needles, you might be able to get a radio signal if the crystals are fine enough.
Ah, yes. Crystal sets. Got one of them at home?
Let's see if I can. Does that help any?
Who's got a crystal set? Anybody got a crystal set that still works?
No. No, but I have the stone that the crystal was made out of, and that was lead.
I mean, that was a
Galena.
big thing in the 30s, a crystal set.
Oh, yeah.
God, I've never, actually, I've never seen one out there for sale even.
Oh,
I have to keep my eyes open.
I think my first radio was a crystal set.
Yeah.
The comic books.
Car.
Huh?
Huh?
I think I have one in my car.
What?
Old crystal radio.
No.
It works.
No.
Place your bets. Place your bets.
How would you do with a crystal radio in your car?
He picked it up
This
at
is a modern day world.
He probably picked it up at the tag sale.
Probably.
I suppose I should do the volcano.
Yes.
Okay. That way I can get this
Yes.
mess out of the way. Then we can get into the batteries or whatever
Well,
else.
whatever.
How about, what do you got? You got you didn't bring in it? You set me up.
He
I'll
set
get-
you up.
I'll get-
huh?
You said you had everything.
I'll get you for that.
Anyway, anybody got a guess on the mystery tool? Oh, you didn't.
You did. Hold on, let me get a close up on that.
Wait till the end.
All right.
He did.
Oh, what's that?
Well,
Oh,
if I'm gonna do something that involves something that could spray all over the place,
Then I better stand back.
well,
All right.
you'll have to forgive me. I was a little bit thinner when
Okay.
when I first made this. We get the garbage.
Did you actually work for DuPont or? Oh.
Yes.
Oh, your name is Ted on there. Yeah. All right. All right, I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
First of all, you have your containment area.
Containment area. Okay.
Second of all, bicarb with baby shampoo,
Okay.
because I believe Dot's granddaughter did this, Nicole, at our house, and I got pictures of her.
What kind of shampoo?
Johnson's baby shampoo or something that doesn't burn the eyes, because if you're going to have kids play with it.
Okay.
And I do encourage kids to play, but do it
Safely.
safely with the parents being there. They can get as much fun as you do. Now I'm going to be a little bit on the blind side here.
Oh, he's all protected. I'm just sitting out here all by myself here.
Why
Okay.
not?
Huh?
Don't worry, we got an eye cleaning solution out there.
Oh, good.
Oh, if you can see your way to it.
Now he's putting his gloves on, yes. Uh-oh, is right.
No, I'm not going to ask you to cough.
No.
You got a knife there? Here.
Do I have a knife? Oh, we got that.
Okay.
I'll let you cut it. All right. Well, that's cut too.
Nice and
All
sharp.
right, now what's in there?
Okay, here we have the bicarb and
Johnson & Johnson.
yep. This is, did you bring the black light?
No.
Oh well. And they're not fluorescents.
All right.
When-
what was that? Food coloring?
No, this is a dye tracer. As you can see, all the monster movies have this glowing blood. This is what it is. And you take a black light on it and it really has a beautiful glow.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
you ready?
So now you're putting the citric acid.
Okay.
I'll have to stand back.
Yeah, I think Nicole's pink would have been better.
Okay.
Let's see, I think I do have...
Now you can do that with a lot of different
Yes.
kitchen chemicals around the house.
Pepsi-Cola and Necco wafers.
Huh?
Pepsi-Cola and Necco wafers.
Ah, yes.
Really?
Well, what do they do?
You get more power than that.
Yes. The thing is, when you're doing that sort of, see how high it can go up, you want this as narrow as possible. You can cheat certain ways.
Yeah.
And so,
So if we put something else in there, such as table salt,
that would reduce it. It would...
it would neutralize it.
No. No, no, no.
No.
The acid and the base will react and they will form a salt. If you took here's the salt, we're putting it in there, nothing happens. But if you really want to have it interesting, you know those anti-gas pills, the Gas-X, or they have now in a pill.
Oh, you
That oil in there.
eat that before you have beans.
Well, no, that's I think Beano or
Beano, yeah. Can't use Beano?
no.
Oh.
But you do that. What happens is you go put a little bit on your finger, and if somebody has a nice root beer and it's flowing, or if somebody has a beer and he's pouring it and it's looking like it's pouring out of there, you go, and it just. And you'll have a flat head of beer very quickly.
Ah, okay.
So,
All right. So you use citric acid.
which is a sour salt. This is what you do. You can buy it in the store. I'm not advertising it. But this was $1.99 for 5 ounces.
And what is it?
Sour salt. Lemon salt.
Oh, sour salt.
Yeah.
Huh. Go ahead, you're on the upside down show.
I believe that used to be an old bartender trick, too, back in the old days when they used to pour a fresh beer. The bartender would wipe his forehead, and the salt from his forehead would kill the foam as he rubbed the top of the foam on the
Sour.
freshly poured beer.
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't the salt. It was the grease.
Grease. I stand corrected.
Because when I was working in paper mills, we had defoamer all the time, and your hands would be covered with it, and you go out there, a guy would pour beer, and you go.
God, what is sour salt used for?
For making hot and sour, sweet and sour, souring up maybe sauerkraut that isn't exactly.
Really?
And the kids used to bet me, you can't eat these sour balls, and I'm eating them like this. And he says, how can you do that? And he says, try this.
Yeah.
That got him interested in chemistry. Some got interested in food. I think.
Sour salt.
Yes. So there's a lot of stuff out there. Ooh, nice. Starting to get better.
Have you ever had any experiments go bad?
Yes.
Yes?
They weren't experiments.
I see.
They were on the job.
Oh, on the job training.
No, on the job running.
Oh, okay. Now, actually, what did you really do? Did you mix chemicals for DuPont?
No, I was building, as it says, advanced composites.
Yeah.
I make composites, which means graphite fabric on one side, on two sides. We call it an Oreo sandwich, except this is syntactic foam in there, and that is in one of the advanced airplanes.
Now that we're into that part, if I'm correct, only through rumor, it's never been verified, and now maybe we can find out. You are an inventor of a certain material?
Well,
Or you helped invent a certain material?
I've got many inventions that I've helped.
Okay.
One I've got patented, and it wasn't even my project. And it took me 5 minutes to get a patent.
Took you 5 minutes to come up with the idea, or 5 minutes to get the patent?
5 minutes to get the thing in enough so the company paid for getting the patent.
Oh.
And my name's on it.
Oh, okay.
But I'm listed under a different group leader's name. They have me under a Mr. Lind. I was under a different department altogether.
But you're not going to tell us what this invention was.
Oh yeah, it was a surgical material. When you have surgical instruments, when you cut open somebody, you lay down a cloth.
Yeah.
They call it a fenestration area, which means it has a window in it to operate on. Well, it's coated with Teflon, so blood doesn't stick to it, alcohol doesn't stick to it, and neither do the instruments. And when they slide down and it hits the floor, get another instrument. So in a field hospital, when you have so many sutures, so many clamps, so many scalpels, you don't want to pick up something contaminated. So I made a non-sticky surface that would take a tool and hold it right there, almost like a magnet. And we used to go like this across the room, just like that, and throw the scalpel or stuff and see what angle would it slide at. And the angle was about this much. So you could throw any tool on there and it would stay there.
Stay right there.
It wasn't stuck. It's just it wouldn't slide.
Oh, okay.
So that was the only one that I got a patent to.
And it only took you 5 minutes to figure it out?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
And it was as simple as taking a toothbrush, whipping up a sticky, what they call gummy latex material. It's like Elmer's glue, but tackier. Sprinkling it over the Teflon sheet. In order to wet the Teflon, I had to do some creative detergent work. So that worked.
Huh.
So, yeah. I've got other things that I've worked on.
This item that I'm holding here, is this something to do with stealth bombers? or something that
unfortunately,
radar will not has a tendency to get doesn't come back with a good image.
No.
Is that right?
That's all I can say.
Huh?
That's all I can say.
That's all you can say, or is that all you can see?
No, that's all I can say.
Oh, that's all you can say.
Yeah.
So by rights, I'm holding a piece of.
Now you remember this one.
Yes.
You gave it to me when I was what?
I don't remember.
Emergency management.
Oh yes, that's true. Yes.
Now that's composite. You can see the fiberglass in it. And I found another one like that, and this was in a dump.
Okay.
Or one of yours?
Probably.
Dave's Market.
Hmm?
Dave's Market.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, Dave's Market.
And that was the hard hat helmet for miners. And then it became hard hats for, you know, probably.
Well, actually, they call this. Oh, I just had the name the other day because something boiled, hard boiled, not hard boiled. Oh, something boiled to make it like rigid like this. Hard boiled?
No, you cure it.
Yeah, cure it, but it's.
When they go from A stage to B stage to C stage, and that's C stage.
Yeah.
It's cured. B stage is formable. Once it sets, you don't melt it. It's a thermoset. There's two types of plastic. Plastic that melts, plastic that doesn't. Bakelite is the type of plastic that you have on your handles that don't burn, and they won't burn. They'll turn into charcoal before anything happens.
This is actually absorbs.
No, there's a little more technology to it than that.
But it absorbs the radar when it comes to you, so it doesn't bounce back so much. Oh, look, the Russians know it.
I know.
Why can't we know it?
Look, remember when they used to send pictures of every missile to the kids in the 1950s and 60s with all the details on the back, how fast it went, how payload,
Right.
how much things could blow up with it.
Sure.
Nowadays,
Everything's a secret.
yeah, the biggest secret is there are no secrets.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, here's a chunk of a submarine fairing. That's one of the things I was working on also. That was a standard product. The whole thing is only about this round. It's a Radant. If you notice, there's a radar shielding in there and antenna, so the submarine can take its tower, periscope tower, and punch through 6 feet of ice on a full
And
run.
this is composite what?
It's only fiberglass and epoxy resin.
Stronger than steel?
Much
Much
stronger.
stronger than steel.
Yeah, this is much stronger than steel. I've made stuff out of materials that I'm waiting for the new material to come out. I'd like to play with it, but 20 times stronger than steel. Spectra, Kevlar, I've got all those.
Lighter though.
Much lighter. Spectra is very light. It's great for fishing line. Just don't try to snap it. You'll cut your finger off.
Ah, yes.
But it floats. It's used in bullet-resistant vests.
Ah, okay.
And also, you have, I do ballistics. This is a .38 caliber sitting in, and it only went halfway in, and I don't know if you can see all the...
Oh, yeah, you get the bullets in there.
Yeah, look at the hole.
Well, now, wouldn't it have been interesting if they had this at the school door? The guy wouldn't have been able to shot through the door like he did down there in Connecticut.
That size would probably stop a 223 that he had.
Would have.
Yes. But maybe an armor piercing 308, 30-06. No. You need a little, almost this
but
much.
Do you need an armor piercing 308 in your home arsenal? Unless you want to knock out a tank.
And like the guy said in New York City, you don't go hunting Bambi with a 30-shot clip.
No.
If you can't do it in one shot, get out of the woods.
Here, get a close-up of that, because actually the bullet is actually squashed in here, and that's a 38 special?
Yeah.
I have a theory on all this stuff.
This is another little thing that I
do, yes, go ahead.
I did not build this.
No.
But since I knew the gentleman who was the inspector, and I hear he now resides in Holland, I think his signature is right there. So zoom in on it. You know who you are.
Holland doesn't pick this up.
Oh, too bad.
Oh, Holland, Mass?
Yes.
Oh, no, Holland.
No.
Okay.
This is a MIRV nose cone. MIRV is a multiple reentry vehicle nose cone. There were 5 1-megaton bombs underneath there. And what happens is this goes up into the upper atmosphere, opens up, they get pushed a little bit here, there, and you hit 5 targets with 1 megaton each.
Now this material,
It's fiberglass.
and it's a good almost 3/8. And you also had something to do with ballistic missile technology, if I remember correctly?
No,
Or is that just a rumor?
not ballistic technology.
Huh?
Just armor plate.
Armor plate. Okay.
This is Kevlar.
That's Kevlar. Okay.
I can't say what, it's part of 2 pieces. I can't talk about
Oh no, that's
first-
another
Yes,
secret.
but this is the back plate, and this is what they have in some vehicles.
Here, take your
Missile?
missile. And this, will a bullet go through this ballistic system? I would say no, unless it's really big. 38 go through this?
Nope.
45?
Nope.
308?
Nope.
I don't know, what's bigger than that? 333?
50 cal.
50 caliber would not go through this?
If you put the other plate in front of it, which is only a 1/4 inch thick also, you can put 3 of them down the same hole and they're not coming out. This opens up as a giant powder puff.
Is this expensive?
Not anymore.
So you could make a door out of it?
I have.
You could make a door in classrooms out of it?
Yes.
And you could put this
As a window.
in place of the window,
Yes.
lock the door behind,
Yes.
and you'd have a fairly safe classroom from intruders
You could put
coming
it.
through.
You could put it into a closet, and I did a study for a group in California. They were the Overholzers. It was a Mennonite group, but they made the most beautiful doors you ever saw. And the guy says, we have these doors. They're $45,000 a piece in rich neighborhoods. And he says, we want you to stop 357s. I did. Matter of fact, the bullet did come back.
Ah,
Got me right here.
oh, nice. Nice. So a bullet would not penetrate this, and a bullet will not penetrate that unless it's really big. So the technology is there today to make a school safe.
Yes.
Which would be better, to arm our teachers or put a safer door on? You know, it's a tough call.
It is.
The question is who wants to pay for it.
Well, like the NRA said, or the gentleman said, I heard him say, that retired police officers would volunteer their time. Look, you come from a real bad situation, you worked for 40 years, you saw all sorts of stuff. You want to go out there and volunteer your time? And maybe a few, and I would give them credit. It's nice if we could get more people to volunteer, because it seems the only way this country is going to get anywhere is because of the volunteer effort. So
that's amazing, that piece right there.
And we've had even more powerful things. We had one in there where we took 1 meter of armor plate. Couldn't find a meter of armor plate. So we got a rod of it like that, and the guy goes like that and puts a device on one end of it and blows a hole all the way through it. Neat, really neat.
So, this is readily available?
Yeah.
Cool.
If you got the money.
Right, if you got the money.
Kevlar 49 at that time was quite expensive. Now I think they make real nice kayaks and canoes out of it.
But how much would it cost for a door?
You don't need Kevlar.
5, 6, huh?
You don't need the Kevlar. There are other things that are equally as strong and heck of a lot cheaper. Spectra. The biggest thing they have with Spectra is it's made out of basically milk bottle plastic. They do a few things to it, but it's milk bottle plastic. You take your bulletproof vest, you take it home, it's grubby, you put it in laundry, you wash it, puts it in the dryer, you take it out there, boom, the cotton police officer goes down. Because the heat of the dryer rearranged the molecules in there and it's no longer bullet resistant.
Ah.
So they found that out the hard way, unfortunately.
But in this day and age, if you're going to build a school, or if you're going to build a building, or let's say a courthouse, you could conceivably build it out of materials such as this and glass such as that, and it would be far more protective with the people inside.
They could have a safe closet like the teacher.
Or a safe closet in each classroom.
That's right. And you go to this one, pack them all in, make sure it's properly ventilated, and there's no way.
So the technology is there.
The technology is there. And we could also prevent it from burning down. So in case kids were trapped in the place, they go into this thing and they would be saved. Now, last thing I'm going to do.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
You have a lighter?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Where's your foot with the cord?
I do have a lighter.
Okay. Let's see.
Well, anyway, before 9:30 comes the mystery tool. The mystery tool is used for grafting trees.
Oh.
Oh, you like that idea, huh?
Yeah. I was wondering how they set the twig in there.
And the blade is actually you cut into the tree or into the part of the tree, slice it down, and this end piece here, as I've been told, opens it up. This piece here, so you might use a hammer to tap it in to open up the part of the tree, and then you slide in. Then I mainly do it with fruit trees. You want to change the fruit, or you want to change it a different type of apple, and you graft it like so, wrap it up, and then there's a grafting wax. And in fact, I think you can get it, it's like the hardware store, or you probably get it over in Palmer.
Maybe Milikowski's in Stafford.
Yeah, maybe.
Plenty of greenhouse supply stuff.
And this is actually homemade, but that's exactly what this is a grafting tool to help graft a tree.
How do you use it?
Well, you here's the notch of the tree. So you'd go in there like that and break it open. And if you wanted to break it open, you'd get in here and twist it open like so. And then put your graft in place, such as this. Then wrap it all up. And then put wax on it. That's so the bugs and it'll keep it somewhat clean.
You also,
So it'll graft itself.
and plus it wants to be wet.
Right.
So, okay.
All right. So now you're up to something.
Yep.
Is this dynamite? I got the fuse.
The fuse won't work. You
Oh.
need a blasting cap with it.
All right.
I found my old blasting license.
Oh.
God,
Oh, good.
Boy, did I look ugly. Don't tell me I've improved. Okay.
Oh, hydrogen peroxide. Now, did you see the new invention they have for hydrogen peroxide just 2 days ago?
No.
They have a robot now. They're experimenting with hospital robots that put a solution of hydrogen peroxide, and once you're out of the room, they spray the room with hydrogen peroxide, and that is supposed to kill all germs inside the room.
It
Because
doesn't.
it gets into everything.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but the nice thing about it is when it breaks down into water.
Aha.
So it evaporates. Now, this is only what they call a 3% solution. So,
Did you ever see what 100% solution does?
oh yeah.
We used to carry it on the railroad,
No, 85%.
and it was in a
80.
tank. Well, it might have been 85%, but I know it was in a tank car.
You're not going to get
And the
on.
tank car was leaking. And you'd sit out there and you'd watch the drop hit the tie. Psst, smoke, burn right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
Dangerous stuff.
Yeah. Great rocket fuel. Great rocket oxidizer.
And that's 3%.
That's 3%, and that's not a true 3%, but what they mean is if you took a 1 ounce of this, it would make 100 ounces of volume of oxygen. The stuff that they use for bleaching hair is a little stronger.
Okay.
But this is stuff you can get in a drugstore. If you ever wind up having to, you're running out of air. 2 of these will probably provide you with enough oxygen to last a half an hour.
Okay.
If you use the stronger hydrogen peroxide, you get a lot more. In World War II, the jet torpedo that the Germans had that screamed underwater at 60 knots or better was powered by hydrogen peroxide. 60,000 psi. Remember Walt Disney when they had that jetpack that the guy would fly through there?
Yep.
You make sure that you count exactly how much you got left in the pack because it shuts off immediately.
Aha.
Now, what I've got here is the hydrogen peroxide. What I've got here is a few pieces of clay in which I put a catalyst on there. I'm not saying what it is.
You're not going to say what it is. Ooh.
It's going to be slow. I want it
A
slow.
little gas.
Yeah, normally if I use this other stuff over here, it'd be a lot faster.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do,
Maybe that's the lighter I brought that doesn't work. I don't know. Oh, no, it does work.
zoom in on this thing over here. Okay? It's glowing. Reignited because the oxygen.
Nice.
And you can put that fire out. Now, If you use a stuff that Joe DeFabio probably didn't like, but he had to recharge the iron clarification system before the pollution came through town.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yes, pollution.
Yeah, dry cleaning.
Yep.
If that gotten rid of, now this is potassium permanganate. It's a nice purple liquid in water. However, when I put it with hydrogen peroxide, it releases the oxygen very quickly. And this brown stuff is the catalyst that cleans the iron out of the water in Wales Elementary School. It was first piloted in Massachusetts when we had that pollution through there. It went through. So now it's approved in Massachusetts, although it was approved to the rest of the world about 35 years ago.
Oh.
And I was using it for clarification of water. Now this brown stuff is that brown stain that you find when you have manganese in your water supply. And this is manganese dioxide. So the potassium permanganate got oxidized by the hydrogen peroxide, kicked it out. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of oxygen.
Now that's oxygen.
That's oxygen. Yeah,
Pure?
Pure. Sniff it, don't drink it.
Good kind of a smell to it.
Of course, burnt wood.
Oh. Nice.
So I do put on these demonstrations for kids in schools, providing the schools want me to do it.
Now, the Wales, other than Wales, do other towns
Yes.
allow this to happen?
Yes, I've done high schools, I've done the colleges, and I'll be doing another one, not the same thing, but I'll be giving a couple of classes at UMass.
Oh, so these are bigger and better experiments.
Well, this one that I'm doing there is I'm using horticultural charcoal to grow food in the desert and in city lots and with terrible soil, and the results are pretty good.
Ah.
Last year I put on a talk at Norcross. So there are a few more people that are getting into it, and they're getting good success. The thing last summer past, I was at Bridgewater University, and we put on a program calling Curing Sick Soils Through Chemistry.
Okay.
And the food that comes off of these things, I got the pictures from the Boston inner city gardens, and they said that they're fantastic. People are eating fresh vegetables better than you can buy in a store.
Really?
And they're doing it on a 4x8 plot, 4x8 feet. So anybody can do it.
And there's plenty of unusable land out there that can be used.
Yes. We're, like I said, in the Sahara, it's now going on the 35th year that they're doing it. And they're growing all the food they need on a ridiculously small piece of land.
Really?
But it's a constant turnover. And when you got nice high temperatures and lots of sunshine, the biggest issue is water.
Right.
This helps store the water, the charcoal. And
well, charcoal does absorb.
Odors. It cleaned up the pollution that went through our school. That's activated carbon, and activated carbon is basically a charcoal that's been treated. And a treatment can be anything, as simple as heating it up a little more.
So there's all kinds of things to do still out there.
And the graphite fiber that on this thing is, I've been able to make graphite out of wood.
see.
Now, the foam that's in here will take tremendous pressures, and it's a flotation foam for vehicles that go down to the Mariana Trench. And they're built into submarines also, so that if a submarine doesn't get imploded and it's stuck on the bottom of the water, you go into this little container and arm the section that cuts the submarine away from this thing, and up you come.
Oh.
And you're going for a ride. You'll get a few bruises.
Now, would this float?
Yes.
Boats, flotation devices.
That's for deep sea buoyancy. We use it for drilling for deep sea oil. And we have structures that'll do 40,000 pounds of pressure.
I was amazed. I'm amazed by this here, and I'm amazed by that sheet. With that technology today, how you could, any building you could protect.
Snowboards. Everybody is into snowboarding and stuff like that. We had a thing that was basically, before Spectre came on, we made a film out of it. And in that film, they put little chunks of salt. And they would calendar it and stretch it out, and it would become this very nice film. Then they wash all the salt out. You could now bond it to the bottom of the snowboard and provide it with real good slip. You didn't have to wax this thing. Matter of fact, ice on ice was a lot tougher to move than this thing here.
Really?
You put your foot on there, you're going up for a fall. So, but you can tune it, get it the right feel, get it the right speed.
Well, I thank you for coming, and they're all simple experiments that you could do at home, mostly, and over-the-counter stuff. This here now has become quite solid.
Well, here.
Well, actually, it's not.
Some of it,
Can I pour it in here?
Sure.
Can I pour more in here? Oh, yeah, look at that. Looks like terrible soup. Whoops. Oh,
Don't
nice.
put all of it in there. I could use
Okay.
for the next experiment.
Alrighty.
So,
Very nice. Well, it is 9:30, and
how come nobody called?
they probably all went to another channel.
Oh well. Well,
But still, it'll be shown all week, and this stuff here is some fascinating stuff.
and
If only kids would get more interested in this than video games.
I don't have that much time, but I could make time so we could do it maybe once a month, a show during the day when the students are around. Because I'd like to have them call in and say, hey, I want to see this, but you can't because of liabilities, hazardous, you know. Hello?
Go ahead, you're on the Upside Down Show.
Hi, Dave. It's Gene. I really loved your show tonight. You and Ted, that was really interesting.
Good.
You're welcome.
And I didn't know we had such a scientist in town, but I was impressed by the protection out of this material that he has here that has been developed.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? If you could put that in all the schools or one of those things, but that's a heck of an idea.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I was really intrigued. I have a scientist friend I'd love him to meet sometime. And so, Ted, if you're available sometime, I'd like to introduce you to him.
All right.
Well, I'll give you my email, and I can give you my telephone number.
Very good.
My telephone number is 245
Yeah.
3493
245
3493.
3493. Yep.
And my email is tswysocki@hotmail.com.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, well, stop at the house sometime, and I'll make sure I got the right numbers and everything. But,
Are you going to be around for a while?
yeah.
Well, maybe you can come on the show sometime.
Well, sure, I'd love to.
All right, very good.
Okay, thanks for talking.
All right, thanks
I-
for the call.
Am I supposed to stop by somewhere? Or he's
I'll
stopping?
tell you where he lives.
I don't know where the
He
gentleman.
lives up on Union Road.
Yeah.
You know what I call the Boxcar House?
No.
Just before Lakeshore Drive.
Okay.
The two houses down, the house looks like this. He's got a flat, it goes like this, and then the top goes like this.
Oh, he has a dog that comes from chasing back and forth.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's where he lives.
Okay. Well,
That's Gene, what's his last name?
Vendale.
Gene Vandal.
okay.
He plays the guitar, he's been on the show.
Oh, no. It's not the house, it's the red house. He's the guy who goes up to St. Stephen all the time.
Yes.
He's the guitar player. Yes, I know him.
Okay, that's it.
Uh,
I call it that place he lives in, the Boxcar House, one on top of the other.
oh, I was thinking the other house that was
No,
at this angle.
Okay.
Okay.
The Boxcar House.
Yeah, he and Jack Riddle.
He's an interesting guy.
Yes. And yes, we made some guitars out of graphite.
Ah, cool.
And the guy who made them, I used to ride with him all the way to the place where he used to make jet engine parts.
Ah,
He worked for Command. Charlie Command had the guitars there.
huh.
And if you've never handled graphite, don't start.
Well, it's a fascinating material.
Yes. If you think fiberglass itches,
Really.
graphite is even worse.
Oh.
Fiberglass dissolves. Graphite doesn't.
No, yeah, actually, graphite is a stone, is it not?
There is a graphite stone, which they're finding out how it was made. It was made from originally natural gas. And then the heat of the earth and the pressure compressed it and blew off the hydrogen, probably as water.
We should talk some night about the natural gas and the mixing of the water and methane, which is they're having a lot of trouble out there in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, because what they call methane ice, which is methane chlorate, is 4 parts water, 1 part methane, and it's an ice that's they find on the bottom of the ocean. And when it gets to about 40 degrees, and it starts to melt. So it's actually a solid.
Now, there's a methane vein that runs along Route 19 down to Connecticut.
And you said that there was a fire coming out of the fountain.
In Brimfield.
Yep.
And they did 2 wells down at the trailer park and found methane, so they had to abandon those wells and then dig another well at another location at the trailer park.
I would say use a separator and use the water and use the methane.
Well, I'd like to see the methane used,
Yeah.
but you'll never see that here. Unless we run out of coal, which would be another 400 years, and we'll run out of oil in the next 100.
We're running out of food and fresh water way before then.
Fresh water, yes.
So I'm into the water purification,
Yeah.
soil remediation, and all those little things. Ooh,
Well, thanks for coming, both of you.
I forgot to.
Oh, I didn't. Are we still on? Oh, we're still on?
There. This is another crystal that some people might want to see. What's so nice about it is that's where you get your fluoride from.
Aha.
For
Well,
you.
this is the song going out.
Oh.
Thanks for coming, Ted.
I think I got everything.
Think so, is that your bag?
No. Well,
These are songs you'll never hear again. Stay out of trouble.